For those of you that watch this channel, you may have seen the video I did a few days ago talking about how the Bulls needed to just say no to a Rudy Gobert trade. And I had my reasons. And by God, after I see what Utah was actually able to get in return for Rudy Gobert, I'm really, really glad the Bulls said no to Rudy Gobert. Holy shit. The Minnesota Timberwolves swinging the big sticks here. Going and making the splash move. Going and bringing in a Rudy Gobert. They basically traded away 5 first-round picks. Their first-rounder this year, Walker Kessler. And then first-round picks in 2023, 2025, 2027, 2029. I believe that 2029 one is like top 5 protected. But that's a lot. That's a lot of draft pick currency to pay. And even shipping off guys like Beasley and Patrick Beverley. That is a lot to pay for one dude. For one dude. Now, mind you, when we talk about this dude, Rudy Gobert, he's only 30 years old. He's a 3-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year. 3-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA Defensive First Team. I think you've got like 2 All-NBA second and third team appearances mixed in there. He's a pretty durable guy, too. He's played 81, 68, 71, and 66 games, respectively, over the past 4 seasons. And you look at the 68 and 71, that looks even better when you talk about, a COVID-shortened season or COVID impact seasons in both 2019-2020 season and then 2020-2021. So he's a pretty durable guy, relatively speaking, at least his recent history is. And obviously his contract is big, but, we talk about a guy that's the rare center that is a presence defensively in the league. He's going to come with a big contract. But damn, that is a lot to give up for a guy like this. Now, some are going to freak out just about, well, man, I can't believe they gave away that many fucking draft picks. Let's not pretend like the Minnesota Timberwolves exactly have the most spectacular history with drafting in the first round any freaking ways. Like, this is the same franchise, if you remember years back, had back-to-back picks at 5 and 6 in that, what was that 2009 draft? Was that the year? Yeah. Right? And they could have had, like, Steph Curry and DeMar DeRozan, and they went back-to-back with Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn. Oopsie daisies. Like, as you look at the T-Wolves and their history in the first round, it's not a particularly great history. So, there's some hits in there. Like Zach LaVine was certainly a hit in terms of first-round pick. Obviously, Karl Anthony Towns and Ant. You're going to say, well, those are their 2 best players, are Cat and Ant. Yeah, but that was also because they were in a position where they could get those guys number 1 overall, and they were the clear slam dunk like top choices that year. Like, their timing was good. That is less a reflection of their knowledge and ability to execute the NBA draft as it is they got fortunate in the timing that they were bad and won the fucking lottery to get the top pick to get these guys. So it is fair to say that it's not like the T-Wolves organization was going to do a hell of a lot with these draft picks anyways. That's true, based off of their history. But damn, that is still a lot. That is still a lot. A hell of a lot. Especially when you think about those are resources that you could potentially use either to draft players that could become role players that fit in with your cornerstones, your building blocks, or they are picks that you could use to leverage to bring in other pieces to try and build a championship team, but you don't have them now. Really significantly impacts your flexibility. And when you look at Gobert, his contract is big. It is massive, especially for, frankly, a one-dimensional player who plays the least important of dimensions in the league today. Defense is secondary, especially from a more traditional 7-3 center. And over the next 4 years, the T-Wolves are going to be paying him $38 million, $41 million, $43.8 million, and like $46.6 million in his player option when he's like 34 years old. Of course he's going to opt in on that one. That's a shit ton of money to pay a guy that has minimal to no offensive presence. Oh, he led the league in field goal percentage 3 times. Yeah, because it's all dunks and rolling to the hoop. That doesn't do anything for you at the end of the day. That is a shit ton of money to pay a one-dimensional guy, no matter how great or dominant he is at that one dimension, even though you question just how important that dimension from a 7'3" center with less than stellar athleticism is in today's NBA. What this basically represents for the T-Wolves, obviously, is that they're going all in with Cat, with Ant, and Gobert. We should start calling him Goby, as much fucking money as he's getting. Good Lord. The most Goby, not Kobe, because even Kobe couldn't be this dominant. Goby sat there and shut down the whole league with his COVID. Now, I don't need to hear your facts about, well, other players are getting it too. No, fuck it. It was Rudy Gobert. He's the one that shut down the league for months. Most dominant performance in NBA history, period. And you kind of got to like the thought of a big man that when in doubt, you know, when the opponent's getting one over on you, he'll just spread COVID to him. That'll teach their ass. But they're basically going all in with this trio. And you're paying that massive money to a one-dimensional Gobert, and you could say, well, it allows Cat to not have to be so focused on playing post defense. It gets him out of the post a little bit. And that's all fine and good. But how does this fit offensively in terms of Ant? And when you think about Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, I know all the focus now is on Karl Anthony Towns because he's the one getting the Supermax money. He's the one under contract for a shit ton of money for like the next 6 years. But it's Anthony Edwards that is the future of this franchise. It is Anthony Edwards that will determine how far they go. It is Anthony Edwards that has the 30-point per game scoring potential. It is Anthony Edwards that is that motherfucker. It's not Karl Anthony Towns. Cat is an incredibly nice player, but he does not have that it factor like Anthony Edwards does. He just doesn't. Like, what are you saying for Karl Anthony Towns? His progression is going from being god-awful in the playoffs to just a little more inefficient or inconsistent? Yikes. Like, how will this fit offensively for both Cat and Ant? And you're saying, well, defensively that might help. Well, how much does that fucking matter in the league? Especially when you look at their opponents in the West. How much is this going to matter against the Phoenix Suns? Especially if they don't have Ayton back. You're going to say, oh, Gobert can sit there and lock up somebody like Valanciunas. No, he's not even there. Like, the fuck? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? The Warriors? Oh, maybe James Wiseman will actually play. Pfft. The Mavs? Like, all of these West teams that love to play small ball, all of these West teams that are dominated by their wings, perimeter players, guards, and not guards that just only are able to feast or eat by getting to the hoop. And Gobert's going to make a massive difference here? Like, if Rudy Gobert was so special, why weren't the Jazz contenders? And you might say, well, they didn't have that third piece, and you look at the T-Wolves, and they have Cat and Ant. They do. But damn, at some point in time, if Gobert was so goddamn important, the Jazz would have figured it out, and they would have been a more viable series contender than they ultimately were. Like, Gobert is a guy that you might have to take off the floor at key moments of the game. Either do the free throw shooting or just lack of fit defensively. That's a lot of money to be sitting on the bench potentially in clutch time, in crunch time. That's a lot of money to bring in and pay a guy that only brings you that one dimension that, again, as I referenced earlier, because it's true, is the lesser important, part of the game. Defense just is not as important as offense in today's NBA. You have to adjust your thinking and your mindset here. Now, it is true that for a team like the Timberwolves in a place like Minnesota, they're going to have to overpay to bring in guys. They're going to have to overpay and hope that they can take advantage. Because guys are just not going to naturally, willy-nilly come there on their own. That's absolutely true. So you can understand the thought process behind going and making a deal like Gobert. And at least it signals, if nothing else, that the T-Wolves want to win. I don't agree with the trade. I think it could be one of those trades that ends up blowing up in their face massively. I applaud the desire for them to try. I applaud the desire by them to go for it. I applaud the thought process of saying, we need more, we want to build around Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards. Although, again, I keep coming back to, they're so focused on Cat that I think they're missing out on who the real future is, which is Ant. Any of you that watched wrestling back in the day know what I'm talking about. They always used to position Randy Orton as the future coming out of Evolution. And it was always about Randy. And that, to me, it was like, that's the force. But the natural forces are going and saying, it's Batista. And it was Batista at the end of the day. He's the bigger star. And that's what this feels like. You get Cat forced down your damn throat. And all the while, here's Anthony Edwards as the fucking Batista just waiting to break out. And now you stuck Gobi right in the goddamn middle of them. The T-Wolves better hope this works. So we'll be paying a crap ton of money to Cat the next several years and paying a crap ton of money to Gobert the next few years. And just wait until they have to pay Anthony Edwards his max extension in another year or two. That's going to be a crap ton of money on 3 guys. Not much flexibility for anything else. They better hope to God this fucking works. Because if not, it's going to sabotage this franchise and waste 2 future young Hall of Famers. And T-Wolves fans are going to be pissed off about it for a long, long time to come.